Hey everyone, and thanks for stopping by. As we're going into the peak season for gaming, I thought it would be nice to compile all the things to look out for this month, for those who don't have the time, or just don't care for researching all the different games to pay attention to. I'll be breaking it down by week of the month, and letting you guys know what games I'll likely be reviewing. Alright, start with week 1 of September 2021, we're going to take a look at Lake. It's going to be on all Microsoft consoles and PC on the 1st of September, that should be the same day this video is going out. Lake looks like a pleasant, simplistic looking indie game. It's a definite interest for myself, and expect to find a review for myself on this game. It follows the story of somebody who goes to her hometown after being gone from a very long time, and you explore the town and talk to people and learn things, and it's kind of a narrative story driven game that claims to have a choices matter kind of scenario. What looks to be another great one is going to be Surgeon Simulator 2 on the PC, coming out on the 2nd of September. Looks like a straight banger. The nature of the game means the glitches are to be enjoyed, and it's going to have friends in it this time, kind of co-op play in an environment where you can walk around and move things, so it should be all fun. Bravely Default 2, also on the 2nd, is going to release on the PC. This is one that was released on the Switch originally and got rave reviews. Everything was done very good on it, so if you like JRPGs, this is one to check out as well. As far as week 1 in September, there's not really any games that I would say are to be avoided that are the big ticket things. Obviously be careful for any indie games that look like crap. To be noted, there's not too much here for next gen consoles. Coming into week 2, on the 7th of September, Chernobylite is going to be getting a last-gen console release. That's going to be pretty cool for all you people who haven't been able to secure a PS4 or PS5 yet, or PC. Again, Chernobylite had great reviews, so as long as that port's good, you should be all set. Encased, a sci-fi post-apocalyptic RPG, is going to be exiting early access on the PC on the 7th as well. Definitely something to take a look at if you like that isometric RPG style. Dream Cycle is going to be releasing on the 7th as well. It's going to be the first game from this development studio, Cathuria Games, but their publisher Raw Fury has released some bangers on the indie scene. It is in early access, so it is unsure what the beginning product will be. Be on the lookout around this time for a first impressions review from this for myself. Looks like it's going to be a very interesting action RPG where you're going through a somewhat procedurally generated world. The developers seem to have quite a long list of FAQs about their specific early access, so that to me is a good sign that they're heading in a good direction. Tales of Arise, releasing on the 9th of September, is going to be releasing for Sony and Microsoft consoles and the PC. It being a Tales game, it's bound to be a fantastic combat, visual, and story experience for those JRPG lovers out there. Kraken Academy is going to release on the 10th as a PC exclusive. I'm unsure how this game's going to turn out. It looks to be another great quirky indie game adventure, but with those, there's so many of them, who knows? Some are good, some are bad. Look out for a potential review coming from it around this time from me. If you don't see mine, I definitely recommend checking our review first, or at least the demo that they put out for the game. Lost in Random, also on the 10th, is going to be coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Looks like a mix between the original Jak and Daxter and Nightmare Before Christmas. Definitely something to watch out for. It did receive a reward for Best Indie Game at Gamescom in 2021, just a little bit ago, so there's some extra insurance for you in case you were on the fence. WarioWare Get It Together for the Switch, also coming out on the 10th. If you liked previous WarioWare installments, you're going to love this one for sure, especially with the co-op functionality. Go ahead and pick it up. To be avoided around this week is going to be Sonic Colors Ultimate. As a general rule, any re-release or remaster that doesn't actually enhance the game all that much visibly, I'm just considered to be a pass. Again, another one, NBA 2K 2022. Basically for the same reasons, NBA 2K is always a re-release of the game before with some minor improvements, so I say always pass on those. Going into week 3, first one on the list is going to be Deathloop on the 14th, coming out for PS5 and PC. It looks to be another amazing experience from Arcane Studios, creators of Dishonored and Prey, although they did make Wolfenstein Youngblood, so we'll see what happens here. I have confidence that the experience is going to be great and worth playing, so I'm going to pick it up, so be on the lookout for a review of this one. Eastward, coming out on the 16th, is going to be a first game for this development studio. It's going to be produced by Chucklefish, who hits more than they miss on these indie games, so it's definitely something to look out for. Maybe check out a review or two before you pick it up. Origami 2, coming out on the 17th, looks to be a continuation of the original Origami game. Would have no reason to doubt it, except that they're adding 3-player co-op to a traditionally single-player experience. This doesn't have to be inherently bad, but most single-player experiences suffer from adding co-op to them in one way or another, especially when the developer doesn't have experience in it. But time will tell how this decision will weigh out. It should also be noted this is going to be coming on Xbox Game Pass, so it will be on PC, Xbox One X and S, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Ni no Kuni 2 is releasing for the Switch. If there's any Switch players out there who haven't been able to pick it up yet because they don't have a PC it's good enough to run it or whatever, now's the time to pick that up right on the 17th. Kena, Bridge of Spirits is going to come out on the 21st. It's going to be a PlayStation 4 and 5 and Epic Store exclusive. It's going to be made by the same people who's created that awesome Majora's Mask animation back in the day, and this is going to be Ember Lab's first entry into the games industry and their first time making a game. Their gameplay footage certainly looks solid, the voice acting sounded great in the trailer, and the animation is actually very stunning. So if that all translates to being on my computer, this is going to be an absolute golden medal of a game. World War Z Aftermath is also going to be releasing on the 21st for Sony, Microsoft consoles, and the PC, going to be the developer's second entrance into a squad shooter, specifically with World War Z as well, and maybe putting itself into direct competition with Back 4 Blood. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that pans out. It probably isn't going to be a game I will check out, and if it's your type, I would wait for reviews, as the first World War Z game didn't have the greatest track record. Sable is going to release on the 23rd on Microsoft consoles and PC. It's another game published by Raw Fury, developed by Shedworks, a two-man crew based in the UK, and a first solo project to them, and it looks absolutely stunning. If they nail this, it will be incredible. They're really going for that Breath of the Wild feel, but it's got an extremely unique art style and environment. Look forward to a review of this game from me. Lost Judgment, coming out on the 24th, releasing on Sony, Microsoft consoles, but not on PC. It's a sequel to the much but quietly acclaimed Judgment. Can't believe we're going to get two of these in 1 year. Hope for a release on the PC sometime soon is waning, however, even though the Yakuza series from the same developer is starting to get some love on PC now. The game's main actor, Takuya Kimura's agency, seems to love taking down images of him, any references to him in anything. Gameplay is getting taken down from places. They're being very litigious. So no Western company seems to be willing to jump into that dumpster fire, unfortunately, to facilitate a release on these things. So it's very unlikely we'll be getting a release on PC. Going into week 5, Ghost Runner coming out on the 28th for those next-gen console players are finally going to be able to get their hands on it. Lemnis Gate on the 28th as well. It's going to be on Sony, Microsoft consoles, and PC. It's going to be a new arena PvP shooter to look out for with its core gimmick of time manipulation, and that's either going to go extremely good or extremely bad. I would wait for some trusted reviews on this one before purchasing it. New World should release on the 28th for PC, unless they delay it again. It will have an open beta from September 9th to September 12th, so hopefully we'll have a lot more info on what they may have improved from the delay at that time and whether it's going to be worth picking up. Outer Wilds Echoes of the Eye is going to be coming out on the 28th. It is DLC for the Outer Wilds that is sure to be another great piece of gaming, just like the game. Keep an eye out for sure, especially if you've already purchased the Outer Wilds, and if you haven't purchased the Outer Wilds, stop what you're doing and do so. Play it, damn it. It's truly one of the most unique games to have released in the last 10 years. Austria Ascending on the 30th is going to be another JRPG from a studio that makes a lot of good ones, so if you've played out your JRPG catalog, or if you want something cheaper than Tales of Arise, this is probably going to scratch that itch, though we have not had a price released yet as far as I can see. Rogue Lords coming out on the 30th is going to be a turn-based roguelike for the PC. It's a pretty unique concept for the genre. You're going to play as the actual devil, attempting to take over the world. Looks like it's going to be a good grand old time, and definitely something to look out for if you're a fan of those turn-based games, those roguelike games, or both. That's pretty much it for games from September. It looks like it's going to be a really good month for gamers. I just want to take a moment before ending to thank everyone who's liking and subscribing to our content. You are a huge help, and believe me, I appreciate each and every single sub, and I just want to speak on what I want to do with the channel for a moment. We all know that game journalists are sort of a joke, especially to gamers. They aren't good at games, they aren't good writers, and they don't even like playing games. They play 4 hours of a 40-hour game, and then they do a review on it, and they rate it based on how much money the developer or publisher gives them. Or they're so busy making top 10 times games made you feel sad, mad, happy lists. But I don't believe it has to be that way. I think there can be good, honest, fair, mostly objective game journalism, and so that's my goal, to deliver a good quality news source for gamers. Again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everybody for liking, commenting, subscribing, because you're making that dream come true. Not just for me and the Messier Gaming channel, but I believe for all of us gamers. Thank you.